Today we're going to look at the Hub2, the newest version of a compact, urban-oriented stroller from Joolz. So let's get started then, looking the model over from top to bottom and examining its advantages and disadvantages in terms of child comfort, ease of use, performance and mechanics, before ending with a discussion of which uses and lifestyles it may suit, as well as whether we feel it's worth its price. And beginning with some stats, the Hub2 clocks in at 9.3 kilos and folds down to 66.5 by 52.5 by 29 centimeters. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 10 kilos in the underslung storage basket. When it comes to child comfort, the Hub2 has a nicely vertical upright position and a newborn acceptable near flat recline. The seat is reversible, though the process is two-handed and requires finding the right position to slide out the seat frame. Size-wise, the Hub2 seat has an inside width of 29 centimeters and a total length for the sitting surface, meaning the combined lengths of the backboard, baseboard, and leg rest of 93, as well as an extra 5 centimeters of length when folding down the leg rest and instead using the front frame mounted footrest. In general, these aren't too bad measurements for a model of this sort, though the fact that the canopy is flush with the seat back and that the baseboard is on the shallow side at 20 centimeters mean that space may be cramped for children over 3 years old or so. Here I'd note that the seat is a bit bigger when removing the insert, making the Hub2 better in this respect for use in warmer climates. As far as other aspects of the seat are concerned, the textiles are premium feeling and well padded, and the harness is easy to use, with a 5-point buckle, no rethread shoulder straps, and with the belts set up in such a way as to hold themselves out from the seat back. The canopy is extendable, provides very enclosing coverage, and has a ventilation panel in the extended section. In addition, as I noted, the liner is also removable, and the seat back beneath has large mesh panels for even more ventilation. For the newborn period, in addition to that newborn acceptable recline, the Hub2 has a bassinet available, as well as car seat adapters that are compatible with a variety of brands. Moving on to parent comfort, the Hub2's handle is adjustable between 93 and 109 centimeters in height, while the shopping basket is decently sized and okay to access as long as the seat isn't fully reclined. As far as folding is concerned, the process is a bit counterintuitive until you get used to it, where the model is folded from the front and the folding mechanism is a bit stiff and rotates in what feels to me like the wrong direction. That being said though, all the mechanisms can be operated with one hand, the model folds down as a single standing piece with the seat in either facing, and the folding system is centrally activated, which is good for longevity, as I'll discuss in a moment. When folded, the Hub2 is nicely compact for fitting in the trunk of a car or storage at home, and is easy to carry by the crossbar as well as via a stretchy shoulder strap that can be handy for getting upstairs or negotiating crowded public transport, even though the model is a tad too heavy to comfortably carry for long distances. As far as how the Hub2 feels to use, it's generally sturdy feeling, but very rigid, a bit like a piece of furniture with wheels. And even though wheel size is acceptable for a model of this sort, 8 inches in the back and 7.7 in the front, the suspension is way too tight and virtually unnoticeable, making the model pretty jittery over even lighter rough terrain. As far as maneuvering goes, that rigid build and relatively light weight, combined with raised ridges on the tires, makes steering light over smooth ground, though the length of the chassis can make tipping the model up curbs heavy, especially when carrying an older child with the seat facing forwards. Alright, let's move on to the mechanics of the Hub2 then, starting off with the handle, the folding system, and the overall structure of the chassis, where the model's design walks a nice balance between providing one-handed mechanisms and keeping with the brand's usual focus on mechanical simplicity, with a tightly fitted handle that extends telescopically via a wire and pin setup, and a folding system that, since it's adjacent to the folding hubs themselves, allows the model to avoid the longer wires and added smaller internal components needed in the handle arms that handle-located folding systems require. As far as the folding hubs themselves go, they're unlocked via shorter wires running from the central bar, and consist of a metal clockwork-like setup that unlocks the chassis at 2 points simultaneously, the handle arms and the front frame, and leads them in sync into or out of the fold. And in general then, this emphasis on simpler mechanisms, metal components, and our experience with other Joolz models suggests this to be a pretty sturdy folding setup, where I don't anticipate any real wear problems other than the need for occasional lubrication to keep the fold functioning smoothly. Looking at the rest of the chassis, the model has strong connection points and good cross support, where, though some loosening may occur from the lack of suspension, especially if using the model a lot over rougher ground, I wouldn't expect this to lead to alignment issues with the internal components. Moving down to the rear frame of the model, there's again that unfortunately ineffective suspension, which is the result of both a too vertical angle with the suspension hinges, as well as the amount of torque. While beyond this, the brake system is rotation-based, which is better for resisting wear than wire-based systems, though the fact that the rear wheels are not easily removable will make it harder for the average user to clean and lubricate the system, which could potentially lead to problems down the road. The advantage of non-removable wheels is that they sit very tightly in the housings, which is nice, though ball bearings also sometimes wear down over time, making for a further area where maintenance is difficult. With regards to the wheels themselves, the rims feel strong, but the tires are a bit on the hard side and don't really contribute any sorely needed shock absorption, unfortunately. They do, however, have the advantage of a raised rim at the apex, which slows tire wear and, as I already noted, makes steering lighter. Looking lastly at the front end, the front wheels are again of a nice size and also have those raised rims, but the suspension in the forks is unfortunately just as stiff as on the rear frame. The wheels here are removable, though they also don't sit as tightly in their housings, which creates a potential for wobbling problems down the road in my opinion. And the model also lacks swivel locks, which is good for mechanical simplicity, and they're somewhat unnecessary since you can't drive the Hub2 over rough ground anyway, but might have still been useful should it turn out that wobbling issues do show up. So, should you get the Hub2 then? Maybe. The main negatives of the Hub2 are its high price, over $800 without any accessories, and the model's horrible shock absorption, which puts real limits on where it will be comfortable to stroll. That being said, on the current market, within its size and weight class, there aren't that many other options with a reversible seat, one-handed mechanisms that fold with the seat in either facing, and that are as durable as the Hub2, where Joolz also provides a 10-year transferable warranty, which makes the model a potential choice anyway in my opinion, for parents who really want these features and who live in a very smooth urban environment. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description. Thank you.